there was an announcement during the Disney earnings call yesterday, which again, the stock continues to struggle for Disney. It's sitting now around $85 per share, which if you invested in Disney 3 years ago and it was about 180, you're probably not very fucking happy right now. You're probably not very happy still holding on to this Disney stock. But something interesting happened during the quarterly earnings report. They were forced to admit something that a lot of people have been talking about, how Universal's bitten into this market share for Disney, how Disney has been struggling a little bit at the theme parks, which is still their biggest earner, their biggest profit maker by far. And it's not even close when you look around at all of the things they have their hands in. But it doesn't look great for Disney parks because they warned investors. By the way, we're seeing some problems with the demand for our theme parks. And that really makes people think about what Universal's doing. On the same day that happened, right? The same day, basically, that Disney comes out and says, hey, we're having some problems with maybe actually keeping people interested in attending the theme park. Might see a little problems over the next couple of quarters because of that. Universal, people find out that they've been testing something that looks crazy as hell. Universal spotted testing flying dragons for Epic Universe, while Universal has Disney parks on the run. So obviously we know with Epic Universe, there is going to be a How to Train Your Dragon portion as well.
Yep.
They're actually going to have these motherfuckers flying around, Mike.
Yeah.
So they're testing drones.
That's wild, dude. Like what is Disney doing, man? It's like they don't want to make any money at all. Like they're trying to tank their stuff. That's kind of wild.
Like I'm obviously not the biggest theme park guy, especially when it comes to Disney. I quite frankly don't give a fuck about really any Disney like theme park property. But when you do look at the new stuff that Universal's doing, this massive new land with Nintendo Land, with the Universal Monsters, with a new entire massive section of Harry Potter stuff, and of course with the How to Train Your Dragon Land, I feel like the Epic Universe Park is going to be massive.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, it's one thing to already have what they have. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the How to Train Your Dragon, like the stage and like the size of the dragons that they have and the animatronics. That stuff is amazing. Like it's incredible. Even just like the behind the scenes stuff on it. So for them to be like, yeah, we also got a dragon that could just fly around. If you're over there and you just see like this giant dragon flying overhead as a kid, be one of the coolest experiences of your life. You'll remember that forever. And that used to be what Disney was. I have friends that go, yeah, man, I have memories from Disney from forever ago. Now people I know that go to the parks are like, yeah, it's not as memorable as it used to be. So yeah, man, it's kind of disappointing.
Yeah, and we've kind of been talking about that for a while. Obviously, they're covered on Park Hop and the fact that there does just seem to be less demand at Disney than normal. And now to have New York Times articles, Disney parks struggle exposing a new trouble spot. Company-wide profit increase, but the result of hit movies and streaming growth. But Disney said softening theme park demand could impact the next few quarters. And certainly it could when people aren't as interested to go to your theme parks, which are their big moneymaker in general. They were lucky, obviously, to have two massive box office hits with Deadpool and Wolverine and Inside Out 2. Two things they did not have last year. But despite those successes, the stock is, people still are not invested in the future of Disney. They don't buy it. Bob Iger told a bunch of lies to be able to win the board over, win investors over, and keep Nelson Peltz from, getting a seat at the table. But since that point, it's just been bad news after bad news because they couldn't follow through on any of these actual promises.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a mess, man. Like Jay said a long time ago, like parks were their bread and butter, but every time they make another announcement for this Epic Universe, I can't believe it. Like the Harry Potter stuff, they're going to build the Ministry of Magic and you'll be able to see it. The Dark Universe looks rad, but then Super Nintendo World, like, dude, they're just kind of just banger after banger after banger with this stuff, man. Like Disney can't even get Tiana's Bayou right.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. Like that's a pathetic embarrassment for them, especially because what they tore down to put that up, Yeah, that's another side of that entire story.